hello, Leo. How are you doing? All right, we are going to do your path to abundance. I love that for you. We're going to see what is in store for Leo, what Leo needs to be doing. This is going to run from mid-November to mid-December to get you to that money, because we should all be focused on getting that money right now, okay? Amongst other things. Not in a selfish way of like hoarding resources, but because we're in a society that needs money to survive, or some sort of resources to survive, and I want my people to not just survive, I want you all to thrive. And so we're going to be looking at the path to abundance and how we get there for our Leos. What is that looking like? What does Leo need to be doing? Ooh, okay, Leo. 1, it's time to get out of that space of competition, Leo. It's time to allow yourself and your mind to rest a bit. Okay, so 5 of Swords is your first card out, Leo. And as a clarifier, your first clarifier under that, we have the Hangman. Starting out with the 5 of Swords, I am immediately picking up that there is some issues with you comparing yourself to others. There's also some issues with you feeling like you may need to, just that you're like on guard and that you are trying to prepare for the worst. Like you're really thinking ahead, which is great because, you know, if you were in a space where you were really relaxed and really chill, a little too chill, might have been letting things get past you when you shouldn't have been. But as a clarifier with the Hangman, it's just more likely you were feeling stuck. And so because, and needing to change your perspective on things. Needing to change your perspective. Ooh, you had some shadow work to do. You had the High Priestess. You needed to come and integrate your internal and your external. I talked about in the Libra reading about how sometimes, ooh yeah, see. Yeah. How sometimes what happens is that our ego and our shadow will work together. They are trying to protect us. They're trying to keep us safe. And so they will put us into a space where we will have an inner dialogue that will say things like, oh, there's someone who will do this better, or oh, I need to learn more, I need to study more, oh, I'm not prepared for this. And it will put us in a space where we are not trusting ourselves and where we may get to be a little bit suspicious of others. It can build up a sense of anxiety in ourselves. And what then happens is that like we're seeing this as being cautionary or making sure that we are ready for anything. But what really ends up happening is that they're just creating barriers that keep us from actually moving forward, from actually taking opportunities as they come in. And so right now, what's really happening for you Leos is that I know the spotlight hasn't been on you, but you have been dealing with quite a bit from this Scorpio energy, and this in particular, this Mars and Scorpio energy. And it's brought out a much more aggressive energy in a lot of people. And so seeing as how you are one of the fixed signs, this means that this is going to be creating a square to you. So it's not going to be the most positive energy, but you are getting some help from Venus being in Libra. So that's going to give you more of a trine energy, 30 degrees, as opposed to that 45-degree angle from Mars being in Scorpio. And so what you're experiencing then is this kind of push from people to reveal their secrets, to speak their truth, to go in deep within and to leave behind old versions of themselves and rebuild new ones, you know. And for you, part of that is coming through in this space of how you think about yourself, what you think that you deserve, how it is that you relate to other people, how you compare yourself to other people. I end up talking in the Leo videos a lot about how Leo is ruled by the sun and how literally we need the sun to survive. But people really try to decenter you. They try to humble you because they're comparing themselves to you. And in order to see themselves as necessary or essential as you are, they try to make you see yourself as smaller, as not as important. And when you internalize that and you take that in, what it does is that it creates this unnecessary competition, this unnecessary doubting of yourself and your skills and what you deserve. And it makes you be in this Five of Swords space where like you have to break out of this realm of like, okay, well, I don't really have to try. And it's not that you don't have to try, because the things that are meant for you will be meant for you. But where you rest on your laurels, you lean back into kind of being a little bit, I don't really like the term lazy, but a little bit lazy, a little bit like, okay, maybe I just won't try. Because if I don't try, then I can't fail. And then that means that I'll always be successful. I'll only put in work with the things that I know that I'll win at. And a little bit of this space of distrust, a little bit of this space of like questioning not only yourself, but other people. And so there's a space right now of you needing to change your perspective on this, of this hangman, and really get into like the depth, the core of who you are, and finding that self-trust again, and learning to trust and let other people in as well. But it's also an energy of there may need to be some calling out. You got your own card here, King of Wands. There may need to be some calling out of people who are not treating you well, who are not being honest with you, who are not being upfront with you, who are making you be suspicious. Part of what goes on in situations like that, where it allows this energy to thrive, is the fact that no one ever actually talks about it. No one brings it up. No one talks about it. No one addresses it. And you're left here getting the vibe that something is off, but never actually getting to the bottom of it. Never actually clearing it out. So there may need to be some conversations that happen, but I say be mindful with these conversations. Don't like just jump off on that, okay? So now you do this internal work. So this is probably going to be, the way I've been seeing this kind of come to mind over as I've set this out, is this is like the next 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks in November, beginning of November, and the third pile will be like the first 2 weeks last 2 weeks in November, beginning of December, first 2 weeks in December will be the third pile. We're not there yet though. So what we're doing now is we're getting to probably the beginning of December. You address these things, you do the shadow work, you change your perspective, build some trust, okay? Speak your truth, okay? Reconcile or release these relationships or these connections where there is a lack of trust. Trust is number one. All right, internal, external. Then we get to this King of Wands. When you get to this space where you're trusting yourself more, you're more confident, you're more self-assured, you may not necessarily want to be in this role of leadership, which is also maybe something that's going on here, is needing to step up into this leadership role, but not trusting yourself or trusting the organization, trusting the people around you. But once you kind of work through these trust issues and you get to this space where like you feel more confident, you're stepping into your power, you're speaking your truth, you're doing all those things, like you're feeling better, we see the offer coming in. We see Ace of Chalices. Now this could be someone coming back, maybe someone who there was a falling out with coming back and being like, hey, hey. This could be like the new offer of where you'd like to go. We get a King of Wands and we get the Emperor. These are kind of similar energies in that the Emperor is Mars energy, is Aries energy. It is that initial push. It is that understanding that in order for an empire to be successful, there has to be someone who's running it. So there's structures, there's systems, there's even a little bit of hierarchy, although I'm not the biggest fan of hierarchy. There's a hierarchy in an empire in order to keep things in order. And that's what's kind of coming in here, is that, yes, you have a new offer coming in or a returning offer coming in. Returning would be more like an 8 or something like that. But like there could be a return here of someone trying to renew. But you get this new offer coming in, this new thing to kind of put your energy, your passion into, which will allow your cup to overflow. And there needs to be some order that's brought here. There needs to be some system that's brought here. Yes, you're feeling good about everything, but like don't go off the handle. Don't just be like, oh yes, we ball. And look, now we're back at this energy that I was feeling was kind of coming before you got to this 5. Because if you're looking at things in number order, it would go 4 then 5. And we saw this kind of progression going on here. What I will say is, I'm a little concerned, honestly, with the Emperor and then the Four of Swords coming up in this middle section, because I don't want it to be like a false sense of security. I want it to be a true sense of security, a true sense of, yes, I'm putting together systems and programs in place so that I can be successful, so that I can take a hold of this new cup, so that I can have a more balanced schedule and balanced lifestyle where I can rest and work hard. But I don't want it to be where it's like, okay, I address this, I feel better, I don't even actually really want to be in this position of leadership, and because I'm reluctantly taking this new cup, I'm going to go back to this kind of stale energy that put you into this place to begin with. So what I will say here is that as we're moving forward, you really have to dig down into what's put you into this place to begin with in order to create a new space that is the actual solution to what it is you're seeking. So here's what I will say. If it is not something that actually makes you feel excited, that you would be emotionally attached to, that you would care about, it's not something where you get the prestige. Like there could be an offer that comes in that's prestigious. It offers you fame. It offers you recognition. It lets you do something that you're like, yes, finally people see me, but you don't actually care about it. And there's a lot of things that can happen with. And it's one of those things where it's like, don't guilt yourself if you don't actually care about this. Like there's going to be people who they love and they care about animals so much. There's some people they love and they care about nature so much. There's some people they love and they care about kids so much. If that's not honest for you, being honest, trusting yourself, trusting other people, if that's not really what your drive is, don't take the cup. Wait for the one that you're like, oh my God, yes. Like your heart actually is in it. Your cup will overflow when you're doing this. Because what that is going to do is actually going to put you into the place where you don't feel like you're overexerting yourself. You don't feel like you're being taken advantage of. You don't feel like you have to be over here guessing and questioning everything that comes up because you're actually involved in it. You actually care. You're creating a program because you want to, because you can see how it can be better. You see how you can improve the situation. You see how your skills can be put into use. But if you take the cup that you don't actually care about, you might find yourself back in this space. So I just want to really put that out there and emphasize that, because I don't want that to be the path that you take, not thinking that you're moving forward. Okay? All right, and then we get a 6 of Cups as your final card. So this would be the last 2 weeks, or the first 2 weeks in December. We get a 9 of Pentacles. So this is a happier feeling. This is a more joyful feeling. This is finding the beauty in your connections. Okay. This may be something where, yes, you might be looking at it through rose-colored glasses. You might be feeling like, okay, am I being naive in how I'm approaching things? Like there's some questions going on here, but it also can be very fulfilling and very emotionally satisfying in how you move forward. I think it really depends on, this is the path to abundance. I'm trying to get you to the path of abundance, but I think it really depends on how you're approaching things, Leo. This is a much more nuanced reading than the Libra reading was. Libra reading was very straightforward about how to get there. There are a lot of spaces for you to fall back into old habits or to continue this space of doubt about yourself than there were in the other reading. But if you can lean into being authentic, taking the cup you care about, creating systems, getting that actual authentic recognition of your skills and what you provide in your leadership role, and then creating a lifestyle for yourself and supporting a lifestyle for yourself that allows space for growth, but also space for rest, then you'll actually find yourselves in the positive side of 6 of Cups energy, which is about like living out these dreams, being able to relate fondly about what's going on around you, all of that great stuff. 9 of Pentacles energy, just enjoying yourself, enjoying the hard work that you've put in. 9 of Pentacles, like being excited about planting these seeds, about doing this work. And then 8 of Wands is like getting that really good communication, seeing like your dreams come true is basically what, like this last part is a version of seeing your dreams come true. It's that 8 of Wands. We got a wonderful wand here, but it's that 8 of Wands, like flying down to the ground, like that excitement, that energy of like life actually coming down from the heavens and like hitting the ground, like manifestation of the things that you've always wanted to create and what you've always wanted to do. So this is I don't want to use this word, but this is like a mind game, mind test for you, Leos, of like, will you actually walk the walk? Will you stick to and be true and be honest with yourself and allow yourself to move forward and to manifest those things that you want? You get the Justice card. What you get in is what you put. What you get out is what you will get. What you put in is what you will get out. That's what I want to say. This is an opportunity. Oh, look, we've got big cards coming out at the end. That's why I was like, I feel like this is a critical moment. I like to call things critical moments, where it's like the decision that you make in this moment, in this time, will be very important for what happens to you moving forward. It will impact your life. And again, I always want to say, everything could change. This is just to be mindful and to be aware of. But I think it's really important to say that, like, you could make some really big leaps and bounds here, Leo, in your progress towards living the life that you want, depending upon if you actually allow yourself to only say yes to the things that you know you really want to do. I know that there's things that you're great at. I know that there's things, like, you're pretty much good at everything. Okay? Like, I realize that that's a thing. I need you to realize that's a thing as well, and to be more picky about what it is that you actually agree to, because you take that realization, because you actually honor the truth of who you are, because that's going to set in motion to actually live out your dreams. And that's going to be where it's like, okay, no, I put in hard work and I get the rewards from my hard work. People who don't treat me well, the people who are not honest with you, the people who make you question yourself, the people who make you doubt yourself, the people who are lying, cheating, and stealing, like, they'll get what's coming to them, but you have to be honest with yourself, okay? Leads to a new rebirth, to a starting over, a new cycle. Like, you get to be reborn. You don't have to be in this space anymore. You're moving forward into that Queen of Pentacles energy. Like I said, these are path to abundance readings. Your path to abundance, though, just has a couple more pitfalls than the Libra reading that I just did. But with this one, I'm like, you are set. You are on the path. Just be really mindful about how you move forward with this. And if there are any questions or concerns around whether you deserve this, whether you're good enough for this, why am I here? That's that work to do. These next 2 weeks, Leo, that's the work to do. To say that, you know, the scales need to balance. I would say that there's probably been some individuals who have not treated you how they should. There's probably been some work situations that have not treated you how they should, who have utilized your wonderful personality, your take charge attitude, your ability to be successful, and have just taken advantage of them. And it's time for you to choose yourself and to go within and do that work that says, I feel comfortable being able to show up like this for other people, but I don't feel comfortable being able to show up like this for myself. You have to show up like this for yourself. You have to choose the thing that actually excites you. You have to make the choice and be the emperor in this case, and say that this is not what's best for everyone, if it's not what's best for me. Because if you're putting yourself to the side for everybody else, you're never going to actually move forward the way that you want to. You'll be living out other people's fantasies. And you'll have these fond memories of what could have been without actually moving forward. And if there are some concerns or questions or things that have come up around, like, I don't feel like I was wanted in this life, or that I was desired in this life, or that things were really hard, you know, the Judgment card at a deeper level is taking a look at the circumstances around what your mother experienced when she was pregnant with you. And so if it was like a really positive one, then it's great. You're coming in with this energy of like, I was wanted, I was desired. But if it wasn't, there may be some questions that you're carrying on within you, the stress, the concerns, the drama, you know? And whether that was even like, maybe everything was great at home, but maybe she had to work a lot and she was really stressed out at work, or she was really tired or something like that. Like, there's all these different ways that like the environment could have impacted, you know, your mother when she was pregnant with you. And so like those things may be carrying on and kind of flowing through you, that you're working through, and you're changing your perspective on like what it means for you to be here now. You know, so allow yourself that space of rebirth, to release that, to find that balance, to get that justice. And then moving forward to be the Queen of Pentacles. Moving forward to allowing yourself to actually rest in your knowledge of what you provide for everyone around you, of being able to be successful, to being able to manifest, to being able to have tangible evidence of the hard work that you do, regardless of what that looks like for you. Okay, so that's going to be it. All right, Leos, that's it for you. That is your road to abundance. Next 2 weeks, do the shadow work, deal with the stuff. Be very mindful, be very picky about the offer that you accept. There will be one that makes your heart just feel beautiful and filled with light and love. Your cup will overflow. Take that one and see your dreams come true. Okay? Trust in yourself. It will work out. It will be great. All right? If you would like a private reading, go ahead and hit the link in the description box. Hit the subscribe button to see more videos. We will be doing the full moon and Gemini readings. Then we will be doing the 2024 readings. I'm going to do them nice and long, get into all the things. And I will be doing 2024 readings for every sign. So you'll be able to hit up every single one of your moon, rising, all that fun stuff. Sun, moon, and rising. Anything that you're interested in seeing, kind of what are the vibes for next year. We'll get into all those things. And we're going to talk about general. We'll talk about love. We'll talk about money. We'll talk about housing. We'll talk about like moving, travel, all the things. Whatever comes up, we're going to explore it in depth. Okay? And then I'll also be talking about the astrology for next year. So that's going to be it for you, Leos. I love you. Have a great one. Bye.